Imagine this. Halvar, a Viking chieftain, stands firm at the steering oar. The wind howls, the sea roars, but his eyes are fixed on the horizon, the distant shores of Vinland. He and his crew have battled storms and crossed a vast, unforgiving ocean. This scene, though from a story, captures the very real spirit of Norse exploration. Men and women like Halvar pushed the boundaries of the known world, traveling from North America to the Middle East. And what made these legendary journeys possible? An equally legendary invention: the Viking Longship. So, what exactly was a longship? Picture a vessel that's long, narrow, and has a very shallow hull. This design was the Vikings' secret weapon. While other ships needed deep harbors, longships could literally land on a sandy beach. This allowed Viking raiders to appear as if from nowhere, strike with lightning speed, and then vanish before a defense could even be mounted. They could also navigate far up shallow rivers, bringing their forces deep into enemy territory where no one expected a naval attack. Think of the British Empire in the 1800s, ruling the waves with its powerful navy. For the Vikings, the longship gave them that same kind of dominance hundreds of years earlier. It wasn't just a boat. It was a tool of conquest, trade, and exploration that projected Norse power across the globe, and their reach was truly global. Longships sailed up the Seine to lay siege to Paris. They rode up the Thames into the heart of England. But they didn't stop there. Venturing eastward, they navigated the vast river systems of Eastern Europe, like the Volga and the Dnieper. This incredible mobility connected them to the great empires of the time. Norse warriors, known as Varangians, traded furs and amber with the Abbasid Caliphate in Baghdad, and served as elite mercenaries for the Byzantine emperors in Constantinople. Many of these adventurers settled in the east, becoming the ruling class of a state known as the Kievan Rusta, historical foundation for modern-day Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. From the coasts of North America to the markets of the Middle East, the longship was the vessel that carried the Vikings into history. The longship was more than just a ship. It was a cultural icon, central to the Viking identity. We see its distinctive silhouette everywhere in their world, scratched as graffiti on runic stones, carved into tiny toy boats for children, and stamped onto the coins of Viking kings. Its importance was perhaps most profound in death. Great chieftains and wealthy individuals were often given ship burials. Their bodies were laid to rest inside a longship, which was then either set ablaze on the water or buried under a massive earthen mound. Famous burial ships, like the incredible Oseberg and Gokstad ships discovered in Norway, were found with treasures, tools, and even the remains of sacrificed animals and people, intended to accompany the deceased into the afterlife. These discoveries give us an unparalleled glimpse into their craftsmanship, beliefs, and the deep cultural significance of the longship. This masterpiece of naval engineering didn't just appear out of thin air. The longship was the result of centuries of Scandinavian shipbuilding. We can trace its ancestry back through a series of remarkable archaeological finds. The Hjortspring boat, dating to around 350 BC, was essentially a large, paddled war canoe. Centuries later, around 320 AD, the Nidham boat shows a more robust, oar-powered vessel. Then came the famous Sutton, ship from early Anglo-Saxon England, around 600 AD, which already had the characteristic long, sleek shape but was still primarily a Norse ship. The real game-changer was the adoption of the sail. The Vikings likely learned about sailing technology from the Franks in continental Europe. By combining a large, square sail with their already advanced hull design and oar power, they transformed their coastal vessels into true seafaring powerhouses, capable of crossing open oceans. The construction of a longship was a masterclass in efficiency and design. They were built using the clinker method, where the hull planks were overlapped and riveted together, much like shingles on a roof. This technique created a hull that was surprisingly light, but also flexible and incredibly strong, allowing it to bend and twist with the waves of the rough North Atlantic rather than breaking apart. Instead of a modern central rudder at the back, they used a large steering oar mounted on the right side of the stern. In Old Norse, this was the streeboard, which is the origin of our modern naval term starboard. A single central mast held a large, square sail, typically made of woven wool or flax, which provided the main propulsion for long voyages. This combination of a lightweight, clinker-built hull, a side rudder for agility, and a powerful sail made the longship one of the fastest and most seaworthy vessels of its age. Not all longships were created equal. They came in different sizes, optimized for different purposes. The smaller, more general-purpose vessels were known as the carvi, or These were the workhorses of the Viking fleet, typically with a crew of around 30, used for everything from local trade and fishing to coastal raiding. For out warfare, they built larger warships called skeeds. These could carry 60 or more warriors and were designed for speed and combat. The most legendary of all were the dreki, or dragon ships. These were often the personal flagships of kings and powerful chieftains, elaborately decorated with fearsome, carved dragon heads on the prow. These weren't just for show. They were a form of psychological warfare, designed to terrify enemies and protect the crew from sea monsters and evil spirits. Life on board a longship was anything but glamorous. These were open boats, completely exposed to the wind, rain, and freezing sea spray. The space was incredibly cramped, packed with warriors, oars, weapons, supplies, and any trade goods or plunder they were carrying. Whenever possible, the crew would go ashore at night to make camp and cook a hot meal. But on the open sea, they had little choice but to sleep on their rowing benches, huddled under woolen or sealskin blankets for warmth. The sunvorter was the lookout at the bow, while the helmsman controlled the steering arm. A larger crew might also include specialists like cooks, surgeons, and even skald's poets, who would entertain the crew and commemorate their deeds in epic verse.